Hi there, TikTok. I never make videos. I never post anything but a few photos or maybe some food recipes, but I should let you know about an unfortunate situation I had to help my father with. My father is a 75-year-old Vietnam vet. He is in Kansas and he befriended a 40-year-old woman. They've been friends for several years, and he apparently trusts her with a lot of things. However, um, last spring, not last spring, excuse me, last winter, he fell down on some icy steps and hurt his hip, broke his hip actually. Within that time, he didn't want to go to the doctors, from what I understand. However, his friend knew he was in excruciating pain and never took him to the doctors. Never wanted to take him, uh, never advised of an ambulance, nothing. Didn't even call family, even though he had everybody on his listing on his cell phone at that time. So we've been trying to call him for the last few months, and it sounds so stupid to say this, 6 months. Father's Day, birthdays, Veterans Day, um, nothing. And the funniest thing is he blocked my brother, his son, from calling him. So we thought this is just a little strange. This is very weird. The day after Thanksgiving, I did a welfare check and I found out he was in a nursing home in Kansas. Um, he was there since right pretty much from the time of summer. So he's been there for now 8 to 9 months. When I spoke with his social worker, he was admitted to that hospital malnourished. My father is 100 pounds, maybe 120 pounds, but he's lost over 100 pounds. So he looks like a ghost. He looks like the shell of a man that I've ever known in my life. He always liked to have a beer, beer belly, most some people do, most guys do at that age. But the thing is that he's malnourished. The person who put him there left him there with nothing. Took his clothes, took his ID, took his phone, took his teeth, his hearing aid, and his glasses, so he can't read. And all these months, we've been calling and trying to figure out where he's at. He's in a nursing home. And luckily, when he got there, he was in critical condition. When I asked his social worker, how was he brought in? Was he brought in underweight or she goes, no, he was brought in malnourished. The person taking care of him is a 40-year-old woman, and she lives in Topeka, Kansas. I could see in the transactions, because now I have power of attorney, I could go in and see that she's been using his bank account as if it's her own personal piggy bank. She has gone in every month and have drained every bit of it right down to zero. And I have to fight with the bank now because they're totally fine with giving me power of attorney, but they are not okay with refunding. So I have to prove fraud, which is not going to be hard to do because he's been in this nursing home for several months. Anyways, this woman has ripped him off of his Social Security account in one bank and his veterans benefits in another bank. At this point, she has zero access to either account. Also, she somehow manipulated my father. And this happens with people when you say you're going to pay the rent, you're going to do this. Can you just sign for me? Can you just do this? I'll pay the bill. And that's probably what he agreed to. Maybe not. I don't know. I wasn't there. But nonetheless, she's still been continuing to pay her bills with his account. She doesn't work. She's a lazy cow. She's a heifer. Never wanted to hurt anybody so bad in my life. But either way, she's been paying her rent with his bank account. She's been paying her car note with his bank account. Her apartment is under his name. Her car is under his name. Um, Anything she has right now is in her name, his name, excuse me. And so now that I have power of attorney, everything's in my name. So, to this person with the initials KL in Topeka, Kansas, I know where you've been. What is that place over in Missouri? Web something? Web Point? Whatever. You have his stuff there too, right? Well, just prepare for me in the next month or so. I'm going to be out there to go into your apartment and get my father's things back. His ID, his bank cards that you've been using. Well, they don't work no more anyway. So I want to see. Oh, man. How I want to see you try to use that at the beginning of the month when you're trying to pay your bills. Anybody who has parents that are of a certain age, they get trusting towards other people if you're not directly around them. And this is what's unfortunate, is that my father gave full trust to this woman. And she's not a good person. She had a history even before, they met. So the unfortunate thing about this is that he's 75 years old. He had a savings. He was trying to save to buy his own place out there in Kansas. And she's left him penniless. My job now is to try to recover his funds, to put her in jail because she's got a lot of charges. She's going to go to jail for elder abuse, fraud, identity theft, stealing in general, car theft, 2 cars, his Nissan truck, and the Camry that she's driving around right now. The white Camry, dear. You know which one you're driving. It's mine now. I'm going to be out there pretty soon. Won't tell you what day, but I'm going to knock on your door. Well, my door. I need to go in my apartment and get some stuff. Whew. And I know my father has a very private reserve life, and I'm not saying that it's anything bad, but this is bad. She let him rival in pain for months before she took him, or she called 911, or maybe he called 911. I'll never know the truth. And it's sad, and it makes me want to cry, but she's been ripping him off since she threw him in a nursing home. And let me tell you why I'm really angry. Not only is he emaciated, over 100 pounds lost, she left him with no ID, no cell phone, no glasses, no teeth. He wears dentures, no hearing aid, and on top of that, no clothes. So the social worker advised me. She asked her to bring clothes, and she had plans to go to Mexico. Oh no, she lives 75 miles away. I live over 1,500 miles away. I made my way over there like a beeline as soon as I found out what was going on, and got my father some stuff that he can use. He can use so much more. In the meantime, I don't know, do I do a GoFundMe to try to get his funds back? This girl is going to jail for so many charges, like I mentioned, but I'm so angry, and I can't put her face on because TikTok thinks I'm bullying. So anyways, her name is Kay Lang out of Topeka, Kansas. Not going to show her face. Not going to see what she looks like. She's ugly. She's not worth the time. But either way, she's ripping off a Vietnam vet, took all his money, everything, and now I have to fight to get as much as I can back from the banks. I don't know. I don't know. Do I do a fundraiser for my dad? I don't know what to do, because I got to go out there in a few weeks anyways again and try to get his ID back, his identity back, besides going into my apartment. Now, hey, Kayline, it's mine. And the car. Your Camry's mine. I would like my dad's Nissan back. He misses his pickup. But you guys just kind of tell me what I can do. Give me some advice. No hate, because this is not a hateful situation. This is a pissed off situation. Please. All right? Thank you. So I just want to make it clear in a part 2 video that I want to let you guys know about my father. Um, my first video, maybe I was a little all over the place because I'm not very happy about the whole situation, and kind of sucks that I have to make a video about people taking advantage of elderly people when they're trusting towards a friend or anybody in general. Um, my father has no identity. Um, he has nothing where he's staying at. He doesn't have his ID to say his name. He doesn't have any, he didn't have anything. So now I'm working on getting his ID and making him a person again. This person, Kay Lang, in Topeka, Kansas, she was trying to silence him and just kind of eliminate him from existence, because she knew that she can manipulate him, I can't speak today, in a way that he wouldn't contact us for help or anything. Knowing this, she knew what she was doing, because she has gotten away with it so long with my father. Long story short, my father hurt himself last winter, broke his hip, and instead of her being the good friend she was, she never called 911. She didn't call family, me, my sister, my brother, nobody. Months later, his hip is deteriorated. They have to call 911. He has to go to the hospital. He is critical when he goes into the hospital. Thank God he's a fighter. Otherwise, I wouldn't know what would have happened to him other than the latter. He is now admitted into another hospital in Kansas, where he was also admitted there critical. But he's a fighter and he continues to get well. Thank God. But the girl, really, who was his friend, dumped him there, like I said, took everything from him. I really thought, she must have really thought that we were not going to do anything or see him or talk to him or try to contact him. Or maybe she told him, don't talk to us, which I kind of think it was that type of thing. But nonetheless, she's been using his accounts like they're her own. She hasn't earned one penny of anything. He's a Vietnam vet, gets veterans benefits every month. He gets his Social Security every month. 2 different bank accounts. She completely drained them both. 0 money. So I have to fight the banks to get his money back. I have to go through his veterans benefits to make sure he gets the help he needs so he can get well and get strong again. He is, when you see your parent going from this big man, strong guy, and then you see him to the skinniest, I don't know, like, I don't know how many of you guys have ever seen E.T. in the part where he's like being transported away in the little centrifuge. He's pale, he's white, he's skinny. That's exactly how it reminded me of, because I've never seen my father like that. He is so emaciated and so underweight, and this is even before he got treatment for his hip. On top of that, he's also been diagnosed with prostate cancer, which he was fighting. And now these 2 combinations are just not good, because now he's full of meds and he can't eat the way he wants to because of the malnourishment. He can't eat like he wants to because he can't hold the food down the way he wants to. And he can't eat as much as he wants to, so he can't gain the weight. And this woman has gone and lived her life as if she's his wife, and she's not. She claimed to be power of attorney, and she's not. I am. Thank God. Thank God I went out there with my daughter and we caught her. Well, she doesn't know she's caught. And I really would love to see her face when she gets arrested. But people are evil, just so you know. People are mean, and they will use people just because they know they can. It's sad because if you have just people, take care of your family. You know, you have parents that you don't see all the time, maybe because you guys are separated by states or just whatever situations you're in. Just check in on them every chance you can, because you don't know if the devil's whispering in their ear saying, don't talk to your family. They don't love you. They don't like you. And when my dad saw us, his eyes lit up. His eyes said, wow, you really came? I go, of course we came. Um, when I spoke with his social worker, I asked her if he had any visitors for the last 8 months, I guess, that he's been in there. She said nobody's come to visit him. And I was really upset because I was, how the hell am I supposed to know where my father is if nobody tells me where he is? And I can't call him and I can't ask him because this person has stolen everything that makes him a person. Just take care of your family, everybody. Okay, last video. I promise you guys. I just want to let you know that I, with my father, this is something I wouldn't wish on my worst enemy. It's something you don't ever want to see any of your family members, your best friends, anybody in. Um, what I was, I when I'm angry and when I'm thinking too fast, I don't say what I want to say clearly. My father was left in a hospital with no clothes, no ID, no cell phone, no teeth, everything that I mentioned in the last few videos. Um, he was admitted initially in the first emergency room hospital for his hip being completely deteriorated. He had to get surgery. He was critical. But in his admittance to his hip being bad, he was also underweight, malnourished. Um, my gut and my feeling is that this person, Kay Lang in Topeka, Kansas, knew my father could not get up to get food. He can't get up to use the restroom. Nothing right now. He needs assistance with everything, which is probably where she got the idea that she could take advantage of his bank account and his friendship, among other things. And she's continued to do so. Well, not anymore. Anyways, my father was left in a nursing home with no identity. Thank goodness the care home he was in, he can remember his social. He can remember his name and where he lived. What pisses me off, though, is that I know that this woman somehow convinced him that his family doesn't care, that his family doesn't love him, that his family, we don't want nothing to do with him, which is absolutely not true. I love my father. My kids love their grandfather. He's missed out on so much, and it sucks because that's just the kind of life he wants to live, a solitary life, which is fine. But I was fine with that. However, when we found my dad, everything I'm saying is true. He has had nothing. No ID, no glasses, no hearing aid, no teeth, everything. So if you have no teeth, you can't eat, which can probably explain him being underweight. When I did go out there, I asked what he needed, and he needs everything. He needs eyeglasses. He needs his teeth. He needs a hearing aid. I went there with my daughter. We did some shopping as much as I could figure out what he needs. Some sweatpants, some clothes, some socks, some slippers, a hoodie, whatever. We got him what he could. We got him some goodies. We got him McDonald's. It's, I'm trying to make him whole again. So I am working on getting his identity back to him. His physical ID. He wants to be a person again. He wants to see what he has in his bank account. Um, as I stated before, this woman goes in every month and steals his money for her own self. Her bank, of her bank, she takes his goes into his bank and takes the money out for his car payment, her car payment, his car payment, my car payment, her apartment, his apartment. Everything she has is in his name. So I do have power of attorney now. I am trying to make the wrong right. I'm trying to make my father whole again, to get him his ID back, get him his bank cards back, to get him restored to a functioning person, maybe bring him out here to live with us or live nearby. But I am working on it, and it sucks because you don't ever want to see your family or your family, your parents especially, like this. Especially, 75, it's not old. It's not old. It's older, but it's not old. It's not unheard of old. Um, but it's just sad because he trusted this person, and I knew right away that she was trouble, and he lied about it for a long time, but now he can't lie about it anymore. And he knows now that she's bad and she's evil. But anyways, I just want to let you know, yes, I am working on making him whole. I did bring him stuff when I did go and visit him. I brought him clothes and goodies. I brought him a bunch of pictures with me and my family, and everybody, you know, um, wrote our names on it. He wants to write on a notepad. I got him notepads. Um, I got him some reading glasses because I don't know his prescription because they're working on it with the VA. So this is where I need to know if I have a chance in I don't know, if do I do a GoFundMe? The banks are kind of skirting around the whole issue where I need to get his money back, and for the time that for months, I'm letting you know, he hasn't been able to touch his money. He has no way to. He has nothing. Um, so do I do a GoFundMe? I don't know if the banks are gonna they're gonna fight me on giving his money back. I'm pretty sure, but it just sucks. I mean, I have to go through all this for my parents, and for my dad. Excuse me, my dad. Um, it just sucks. I don't think anybody should have to deal with this with their family or their parents, and I want this person, this thing, this ugly woman, this devil demon, ugh, ugliest slug in the world, Heffa, piece of garbage woman to go to jail, piece of shit. I want her to go to jail. I want somebody to push her down some steps. She break her hip and nobody call the doctors. Nobody get her treatment for months. I want this to happen to her. I want her to know how it feels. And I want nobody to call her family and nobody to give her contact to anybody she can trust. And I've never felt like that in my life. But what's great is that, like I said, the banks are working with me. I got to fight a little harder to get the money back because they're banks. What's great is that the apartment complex is working with me. So I'm going to get in the apartment. What's great is that the bank said, you can come and get your car whenever you want. Everything's going to go to my dad. My plan is to get a hold of the car that's in her name, that's in his name, and to resell it and to put it back into his account. My plan is to go into her apartment and find my father's stuff. There is a Webb City, Missouri, I believe, where she's got a storage unit. Yeah, I know about that. Where I'm pretty sure she has my dad's stuff. I have to go there and obtain his things. But I know all this is gonna be great. Karma's a you know what, and she's gonna get all hers plus some. She's going down for many charges, people. She is going to go to jail. There is a warrant for her arrest. Which one it is, is pick one. Theft, elderly abuse, whatever. But anyways, I just want to let you know I am working on making my father whole again. He is a person. He has not been forgotten. Just so you know, K-Lang, I'm here. And I'm coming back. Everybody, Merry Christmas. Love your family. Take care of them. Bye. I just want to add to the first part. I might have slipped that thank God he was incredible. No, that's not what I meant. I was just trying to say thank goodness he was okay and he was fighting it. So on my first video, I might have slipped with my words. But anyways, same thing. Everybody, Merry Christmas. Love your family. Take care of them. Check in on them. Bye.